Welcome back, guys, and we don't have the team on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me for another FPL video. You can see our rank, which is 4.3 million, but we don't have our team on the screen. And there we go. I know I said I was going to be shipping off our 1 week punt after the wild card in Matthias Cunha to Ismail Assar, but it turns out he picked up a hamstring injury, did not go for international duties, has been ruled out for an extended period of time. So we made the move last week, and that was Cunha to Antoine Semenyo of Bournemouth. We still have one free transfer, but this is how we are going to line up for Game Week 4. We have Robert Sanchez and Mark Cucurella of Chelsea on field against Brentford. We have Daniel Munoz, who I have no concerns about coming back from international duty, of Crystal Palace against Sunderland at home, who is a cheeky captaincy shout if you were feeling rogue. Pedro Porro and Virgil van Dijk make the field as our final or last two defenders. Mohamed Kudus, Cody Gakpo, Anton Semenyo, Tiani Reinders are our midfielders, the four of them, and up front we have Erling Haaland, who will take the armband, and João Pedro. What I am concerned about is João Pedro's minutes. I think it's a little bit maybe 60-40 if he starts, with Liam Delap being ruled out for, I think it's roughly like 10 game weeks for FPL. If you're using that as a timeline, I don't think it's exactly 10 weeks, but it's 10 fantasy game weeks. I think Pedro will be more inclined to start, although I can see him coming off the bench, and they might change the the formation up a little bit against Brentford, which I think they should win and win comfortably. On the bench, we have Dubravka, we have Chris Wood, Nico Williams, and Elliot Anderson, the triple forest on the bench. Have put Wood as first sub after some deliberation and some thinking regarding that. They do have a new manager in Ange, and I think there'll be a lot more attacking. So it actually, in my opinion, decreases the Forest defensive assets, although I don't understand selling them. Yes, they have Arsenal this week, but then they have two fantastic fixtures, and I think it's Burnley and Sunderland. So I'm more than happy to keep Nico Williams. Wood is my first sub, purely because I think Forest will be a little bit more attacking now that Ange is at the helm. So if João Pedro doesn't start for Chelsea, then we can only hope that he just doesn't see any minutes. Don't want a bench cameo from him. Would prefer Wood to just auto sub in. So this is the team. Little bit worried about not having Mohamed Salah, although diving into his statistics against Burnley, it didn't look the best. I was a little bit worried. I didn't know about where I was going to eventuate for the captaincy, but I mean, on the international break, Erling Haaland just scored 5 and assisted multiple goals for Norway over Moldova. So, argument can be made. Moldovan defense better than United. Maybe, don't know, probably not. But in saying that, the man's in form, so I'm expecting a return each from Erling Haaland and Tiani Reinders. It's been said that Marmoush went off 10 minutes into the game for Egypt. So I think Rangers will play a little bit more advanced. They also have Cherky out as well, injured. So I think Rangers is going to play a little bit more advanced than what he had been doing so. He wasn't playing that deep, kind of floats around, just does his own thing. I mean, he's so talented. He reads the play. like just make runs, set plays up, little dinks over the top, through balls, you name it. He can achieve that. So I think the fixtures overall are fantastic. But the only question mark, so to speak, is I know Spurs have amazing fixtures coming up. They do have, obviously, West Ham away this week, game week 4. Pedro Porro I'm going to assume, should be on set pieces still and corners until Xavi Simons has been fully integrated into the team. Don't know if he'll start. So I'm not that worried on Pedro. I should reiterate that. I don't know if Xavi Simons will start for Spurs, so that makes the appeal of Pedro Porro on set pieces and corners the same, basically. Mohamed Kudus needs to do something, or his spot in the side will be under pressure. Could potentially be in jeopardy, and going forward, I'm not too sure where we will eventuate on our trades, but currently we have one free transfer in the bank. Definitely won't be using it. We did have two, obviously, the Cunha to Semenyo move, which we were hoping it would be Cunha to Ismail Assar, but the injury to him, we had to pivot. So I don't know where there's any need to use it. I cannot see anything which is blatant right now. But I think if Kudos continues this lean stretch, then he's probably going to be putting his hand up to be one of the first names that I'll be getting rid of. I guess overall, I'm expecting big things from the defense. Double Chelsea defense. To be fair, they did keep a clean sheet last game, but Josh King's goal that was overturned by VAR was actually a goal, so they shouldn't have. Well, I for one shouldn't have had that double return from Chelsea defensive. But in saying that, this week, I think against Brentford, I'm fairly confident. Against Sunderland, I'm fairly confident as well with Daniel Munoz. Big Verge at the back against Burnley. I'm fairly confident with Liverpool's clean sheet trajectory, and also Pedro Porro. I'm not entirely certain that the clean sheet will be there, but I also believe I'm not just picking him for his clean sheet returns or his clean sheet potential. It's definitely the attacking returns as well. Overall, I think the team's in a very good stead. As I said, we wildcarded last game week. We were 5.7 million. We jumped up 1.4 million spots into 4.3. So I think it's time to just consolidate, take it a little bit slower than what we have been. I guess the ideal situation, as I said, and the only concern is that João Pedro doesn't start. And if he doesn't start, the ideal scenario for me would be that he doesn't see any game time at all. So not too sure if that will eventuate, but hope that definitely does come to fruition. And overall, I think we're in a fairly good position. Very content with the team. But obviously, that's prior to game week 4. And we all know it never eventuates as you want it. But on that note, thank you so much for viewing. This is how we're set up. If you've enjoyed the content thus far and you haven't subscribed, then definitely do so. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what your trade plans are or what you've already, decided on. Once again, guys, thank you so much. And please check out the main channel over at if you just search up Swordplay Supercoach, you'll definitely see the main channel. It'll pop up. Still AFL content going up on there and game day squads as well. So make sure you do that. Definitely leave a like, leave a comment, drop a sub. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the website at supercoachswordplay.com.